welcome back to the show. You're watching Arise 360, your deep dive into the world of pop culture with me, Kachi Ofia. And I've always found photography really interesting, how a person could look at something and see something that not everyone sees. You know, I'm not a model, but how a photographer would say, you know what, Kachi, tilt your head this way, smile a little, squint a little, and you get absolute goodness from a picture. Now with me today is a multi-talented commercial, food and portrait photographer who's dedicated to helping brands and individuals elevate their images with high-end visual content for several purposes. Joining me on Arise 360 for his amazing work during the Ojude Festival, Fola. It's great to have you on Arise 360.
Thank you so much, Kachi.
Are you from Ijebu?
Yeah, I'm partly from Ijebu.
What part of you is from Ijebu?
My mom.
Oh, your mom?
Part, yeah.
So was this your first Ojude Festival?
No. So I've always been attending Ojude since I was like 6, 7.
No
8.
way.
Yeah.
So is this your first time attending in the capacity that you did, like a professional photographer?
I always take my camera. Well, I started taking my camera, I think 2021. But when I just take pictures, I just use my phone many times and just leave it. And then just leave some in the back. Like, okay. But I just try to like raise awareness here and there. Okay, you guys, there's this thing.
Okay, so let's talk about the picture that was worth 1,000 words, you know. Now, do you wish that you had just put a huge Fola Stag on this picture, considering how viral the picture went?
Well, to an extent, yes.
That's Mr. Farouk's picture.
Yeah, Mr. Farouk's picture. To an extent, yes. And then on the other side, I'm like, nah. I mean, who wants to say they took that shot? I was the only person that got that angle, especially. So, like, there's no point. People who know will know.
You know, can I be honest with you? Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show.
Okay.
When I saw the picture, I said to myself that you didn't tell him, sir, I beg. Did you tell him to pose?
So the funniest part was, immediately he came in, I was like, this man is good looking, because I'm a big fan of tattoos, all right? Yeah. And then I saw his hand and I'm like, okay, let me just take some pictures while I was making videos on my phone. So one hand was on my camera, the other hand was on my phone. And then I was like taking the picture, I was like zooming, take a picture of his arms and all of that. And then in that moment, I was just like, because I usually don't call people's attentions, just let them do their thing. Yeah. I'm like, hey, and he looked and I'm like, oh, great.
But when he did the peace sign?
Yeah.
No
that was
way.
When he did the peace sign. Yeah. So I'm like, this is good. And that's it.
Now, one of the things that I would definitely say is we all understand the fun behind Ojude Oba. You know, the colors, the photography, the horses, the fashion. But what is it about the festival to you that you feel people should talk about as much as they talk about the fashion?
What is it? Music. Music. Because personally, I like, so when these groups have like different songs that they use. Okay. So I think the Cuckoo song, I really like that song. It's been in my head since I was young, do you understand? So I don't know if musicians can tap into that and, you know, expand it. And I feel like more groups have their different songs as well. So if some musicians to tap into that and make something of it and all of that. And also, there used to be like concerts after the whole thing, but I don't think they do that anymore.
How many hours, roughly, is the entire festival?
Trust me, it's the whole day.
Like it starts in the morning?
It starts as early as 6 a.m.
Wow.
All through the night.
Because
from the procession at the stadium, people then go to their different groups where they have their like parties. So each group has their space where they throw parties and all of that. So after that, I think they still do stuff like street carnival. Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Okay. Okay, street carnivals and then
kind of, yeah.
You know, let's take a look at this video. You did this in partnership with a couple of your friends, Ario Ifyok Adibanjo. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this footage and then we'll get back to this conversation. People like spend preparing for the festival because this doesn't look like you can. These outfits are not, let's get ready in 2 weeks. It doesn't look like that.
No, I don't think so. So I feel like right after this one, they're already talking about the next one. Because already those women are already like, glasses me on trend online, color. So they're already researching like, what are we going to wear? Because my grandma also used to sell material in New Market. So sometimes I think back then she used to supply for them as well. So they're already debating, they're already researching. Now these are our competitors wearing this color. Let us switch to this color we wore so color 2 years ago. So They're already doing that by now. I am very sure. I am very sure in their group chat they're already having like chaos.
So I love how this whole thing is. I love that it's a whole system. You're talking about group chats.
Yep.
So I'm thinking the whole preparatory process, because there are some events like on this level, if we're being very realistic, for camera people, photographers, cinematographers, access is very tough. But I find that with Ojide Oba, every single cinematographer that went got what they wanted.
Okay.
So, how does that work?
So, first of all, it's open to everybody to come in. All right. Well, at some point, they just like do security check. Do you understand? But to just make sure that not everybody or dangerous people don't get in the space. All right. So, because I've always been going with, even since I was using like a Coolpix camera, and then when I got my phone, and then I went to as well. People would definitely take pictures and all of that. So I think shout out to Niyi, last year, Niyi Fagbemi, who did like the whole video thing, and then everybody was like, this is sick, this is sick. And to be honest, that's it. Do you understand? Because every time I went, well, before I even got my camera, like became a proper professional photographer, I would always be like, I wish somebody did something crazy about this whole thing and then just put it out there. So I think last year like opened everybody's eyes. Even in fact, immediately I got there and I was seeing content creators, I tweeted, I was like, this year's Ojide Oba should be themed. I think I called it Galaxy Battle of the Lenses, because I could see it coming, like content go choke. Do you understand? And me being me, it is something I've seen over and over, and I was just there to catch the vibe, dance, hang out with friends and all of that. So I feel like the access thing, not being open or being open to everybody, really gave content creators, cinematographers an edge. And that's basically it.
No, I'm excited. But what about you, though? Before we wrap this up, talk to me briefly about your journey as a photographer and how this, you would say, has even pushed it further.
All right. So I started as a portrait photographer. Well, I used to sketch in school back then. And then I started as a portrait photographer back in 2013 or 2014. Okay. Even though I didn't have a camera. Right? But I'll just borrow and all of that. And then practice, hang out with a few friends, learn a few things, buy tutorials online. I became Fola Stag.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Superstar Fola Stag. Now.
Thank you. And 2019, I became a food photographer properly because I took a picture of one of my dishes. Well, normally I'll take it with the phone and post like way before. Do you understand? And then that one, everybody was like, oh, this is so good. You should do this. So there I started learning about food, how food reacts to temperature, light, and all of that.
Do you cook?
Yeah, I cook. I am also a chef. I went to culinary school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I really wanted to learn about food properly. I wanted to make sure I get the hang of it. And I've been able to work with quite a number of brands. Luckily. Yeah, myself and Ario do the cinematography.
So you both have like a tag team?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, Fola Stag,
collaboration.
Big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You took, I would say, the picture of the season. Content choke, yes, but you took the picture of pictures.
Thank you so much.
You definitely took that award this year, because that picture set in motion. Everyone else now realized, oh boy, but I see this picture, they catch traction. Everyone's gonna bring it on their own, you know? So that was the picture, and I'm so happy to have you on the show, because I strongly believe in intellectual property, and that is your intellectual property. So it's important the world knows whose lens that picture came from. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. And thank you as well for being a part of Arise 360 today.